Speech off.
Hey everybody, this is Beverly, and I'm doing a second video on the specific topic of walking while blind. This is the action portion. I've already made one video about gait, the proper gait or an easy gait to walk, which might enhance a person's ability to walk while they're blind. And on that video, if you haven't seen it, it talks specifically about what you do with your foot and ankle and knee. And I thought that I'm standing outside right now, and the camera's just pointing straight at Gretchen. She's looking around, waiting for my command. And I thought I would just give you an idea of what the technique looks like when just out walking impromptu. Now, I specifically, I'm panning down, have on my walking boots, which are flat, and they don't have a cinching lace, which I do prefer to give me more security in my foot. They're snug enough so that they really grasp my ankles and my feet, and I have found that to be very important when you're walking and you can't see the surface that you're walking on. I walk with a guide dog, so I can't feel the surface that's ahead of me as if you did with a cane. So I'm not going to be detecting little dips and divots and little rises in an irregular sidewalk. If it's a major rise, like a couple of inches, which really isn't, it's not proper and it's not standard ADA, but if there is a lift, and I'll show you that in a minute, we'll just walk over that way. Gretchen, usually, we're walking forward now. Gretchen, let's turn left. Good girl. Now we're going down my sidewalk, so we're so familiar with this. It's not really a good simulation of something that's not familiar. But as we turn up here, we're going to turn to the left, and Gretchen is trying to cut the corner. And if you can see, halt, Gretchen, halt. If you can see, there's a lip in this sidewalk that my very own sycamore tree has created. And anyway, the lift in the sidewalk is a good 2 inches. Now, as I'm walking and using my heel-toe technique that's talked about, I should be able, now I just hit it. Now I have no clue as to where it is, but I just hit it, and because my toe was coming up, it hit on top of this. This is a good 2-inch rise in the sidewalk. So I was just doing my heel to toe, and luckily it hit about mid-foot, right up under my arch. So the big rise is right up under my arch, and then my back foot, now I'm shifting weight onto my front foot, and my back foot now has got the toe only on the ground. And I will go forward now with my left foot, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, and just roll your foot on through. Now that's very awkward because right now, I don't know if you can see my hand, but I am just really pulling on Gretchen because she's excited to be walking, and this is not a regular walking pace. It's much too slow. And that's what's exciting really about having a guide dog, or specifically in her case, a seeing eye dog, because she allows me to walk at an awesome pace. So we're going to turn around. I'm going to sight down on the sidewalk that we just started. I'm going to position Gretchen right next to me on the left, and we're going to start again with heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, and I'm just creeping along heel toe, because I want to see where my feet hit when I get to this divot here. Heel toe. Oh, I just did it, and the heel hit the upper part, then my toe, the break in the sidewalk, the horizontal break, which is 2 inches high, is right up under my arch of my right foot. So once again, I would not have tripped on that with the heel-toe technique. The heel-toe technique is just, when it gets quiet like it is now, I'm going to speed it up so you can maybe hear. I'm going right, left, right, left, right, left. Now I'm going slow. This is pretty slow. Now, Gretchen, we're not going inside. We're going to go forward. Good girl. She thought we were going right back to the front porch. I'll try to focus in on her. But so right, left, right, left, right, left. Now this would be our normal walk. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. And when you train your foot to roll all the way through each step and to pick up your toe, I just find that I have avoided so many divots, which usually fall somewhere within my step, but because I'm not shuffling along, which is an instinctual thing when you can't see, is to kind of keep your feet on the ground and shuffle like I'm going through leaves right now, and just shuffle along like this so that you can feel the terrain. And whether you're sweeping your cane in front of you or you got a guide dog, that's totally unsafe, because now your toe is going to pick up every single divot. And if you roll each foot from heel through arch, then to toe, and repeat that, you'll find, I think, I'm not an O&M instructor, but I think you will find that you can pretty much traverse all kinds of terrain without fear that your foot is going to get stuck in something. And I think that's the biggest fear when you first lose your sight. If it's sudden, even if it's a progressive disease, and you get to the point that, oh my gosh, this is the first environment I've been in where I really can't see, and I've not ever been in such an environment before. Come on, Gretchen, let's go forward. Let's turn. Gretchen, here we're going to turn. I think we'll try this route here. We're going to turn to the right, Gretchen. Right, right. Good job, good job. Now, I'm going to try this. We've got a lot of traffic, so you won't be able to hear my gait. And this is a circuitous kind of gait because it goes backward and forward and forward and backward. And anyway, it meanders a lot. It twists around, and then there's a little water creek. And see, now I'm doing heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, and my foot just landed squarely on my arch at probably a 1-inch lip that was in the sidewalk. But my toe doesn't hit it because I lift my toe up after it goes back, and I've rolled all the way through the step with that one foot. Then it comes up ahead and my toe is picked up. And that's not to say that I haven't tripped and face planted at least 4 times since I've had Gretchen. And, I'm not a spring chicken. But I am agile, and I do find that joint stabilizing exercises, strengthening exercises are great for me, like in a Pilates machine, because it helps me balance myself on one leg or one foot, or if a knee gets, twisted in a different condition, my ligaments and my tendons are strengthened so that I can hold myself until I catch my balance. So this is strictly about walking while blind, and I'm doing the heel toe, 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 heel toe. That's how fast we're walking. So it's right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now Gretchen's going across a little, I think it must be a driveway for a municipal building. Up here, I'm going to show just one more thing. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. So as I pick up my foot, it's very interesting too. Last year I was on a European river cruise. We climbed through castles and cobblestone streets and things. The very first day we went on an excursion like that, I had 4 women on the cruise that, at first they thought, oh my gosh, she's going to have to be helped. And I needed to hold on to my husband's arm, and I had my cane, and I wasn't tripping on any of the cobblestones. And the women came up and said, you're the one that's not tripping. You're the one that can't see. So we're going to watch and see what you're doing, because this is awesome. You're able to walk and climb these stone staircases, and you haven't tripped one single time, and we can't seem to go. So I told them my first thing was that I was wearing shoes that were laced up, so they're very, very secure to my foot. Some of them were wearing sandals. Not a good idea when you're climbing through old cobblestone. But anyway, then as they watched me, because I said, just watch and see what I do, because I think I know what it is, but I want you to see if you can tell me. So they said, you're walking heel to toe, heel to toe. I said, yes, it's not very natural for women to do that, because we're usually up on our toes, with our shoes. So I said, but you miss all the divots. And I'm approaching right here a lip. It's not in the sidewalk. It's in the macadam, or the asphalt, where I tripped. It was like my first day out with Gretchen after getting her. And I think we're coming up on it. I'm using heel toe, so I don't think I'm going to trip on it. It was right here. Stop, Gretchen, stop. Come back. This is how I just hit, because I was doing heel toe. It's macadam, probably a good inch higher than the sidewalk, where they have poured the asphalt for the driveway that goes into the municipal building. But my toe, because it was up and it wasn't down, it was up, it missed the lip of that. So my foot rolls right through that rise in the terrain. And so that's what the ladies were saying on the cruise. And so from then on, it was so funny, because several would come to me and say, just imagine, I'm on a cruise and I'm learning so much from a blind person. And we made great friends. It was just an awesome experience, because I learned a lot, but because we were, on the same ship, it was a small river boat, I guess. We bonded, but they obviously learned a lot, because they told me at the end of the cruise that it was just so fun to be on a cruise with someone who was different. And it opened up a lot of conversations and things like that. But one of the things that I realized then is the heel toe gait works. And I haven't really practiced it a whole lot until I got Gretchen, because I was able to walk much faster with Gretchen than other people. Other people tend to limit the speed in which I walk, because they just don't feel that if you can't see, then they have to tell you each and every little thing. And, it's not true. Walking should be kind of seamless, and it should be intuitive. With a guide dog, it's very intuitive. So that's, if you can hang on just a little bit more, go ahead and, if you're watching this and you like it, hit the like button. If you want to comment on it, I would love to discuss, this kind of information because my information, I have a lot of educational information about blindness and visual impairments, but I have so much experience. And I find it, kind of like my mission to look at everything from every angle. Now, the reason I continue the videos, I'm going to show this horrible, horrible, horrible terrain. It's a part of our municipal area that has been damaged and not repaired. Now, I'm really doing heel toe here. And I'm slowing my gait somewhat because I know what's coming up. But I'm kind of relaxing, very, very slightly flexing my knees and doing heel toe and still walking. I just hit a 3-inch rise with the back of my right foot. No toes. It's usually toes that kick the thing that cause you to fall or to trip. But I'm still doing right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. To give you an idea about how fast we're traveling. Right, left. Good girl. Right, left. My left foot just hit a broken part, and it hit right in the middle of my arch. And if you hear my feet scuff, that means that the sidewalk has changed elevations, but I'm able to accommodate for that because I'm doing heel and a roll through to toe. That's the only way I accommodate, and it doesn't break my gait at all. So I thought you might enjoy. I have actually been down 4 blocks. So, and we're right back to where we started, which is the place that has the little divot in the sidewalk next to the sycamore tree. Come on, Gretchen, we're going forward. We're not turning. Good girl. Forward. So I'll stop the video here, everybody. And I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Heel toe is almost like your old tap dance class. And if you have any questions, just give me some comments in the bottom, and I will talk to you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.